Button is depressing.
It's depressing.
Very depressing.
All right, let's do this thing we call Fruck Awesome Friday. Right on the set.
Yep.
All right. Quiet on the set. You're listening to WRFB Radio Free Britannia. As the Oracle foretold, two idiots who would misinterpret the news so you don't have to. Live from Deltona, Florida, the avatars themselves, Jack and Laz.
Greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack on a glorious Friday.
Fruck Awesome
'Cause
Friday.
it's Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. Welcome, everybody.
It is. It's Friday. Don't know how Fruck Awesome it is because, of course, got to lead with some sad news today. Of course, as I have told everybody in the past, my stepmother was suffering from pancreatic cancer and she passed early this morning. May she rest in peace, Darlene, as you will be missed sorely by everybody here in the family. And of course, that's going to trigger our hiatus coming up here, starting next week. Thank you, folks.
Yeah.
Thank you all. With this happening again, this was anticipated. We gave everybody a little bit of a heads up last week. I believe it was last Monday, not this past Monday, but the Monday before. Again, not totally unexpected. It was just a matter of time. And again, nothing unexpected, but finally, a little bit of relief for the family that we can now finalize everything and lay her to rest and get all that done with. So, with that said, coming up Tuesday will be our last show for the foreseeable future. Most likely Tuesday will be the last show. Jack and I were just discussing right before the show. I'll be headed down to Fort Myers to just spend some time with my dad and help him sort through final things and all that good stuff. I'll be spending a couple weeks down there, a minimum of 2, possibly 3, and then when I return here, I will be pretty much preparing to go on my Mediterranean cruise. So with all that said, there may be about a week's recovery time in there, and we've decided that it would just be best to just take the hiatus straight through instead of coming back for a week and teasing you
Yeah.
guys all with just a couple of days worth of shows when I can be taking that time to, take care of family things, get ready to do what's
Decompress,
got to be
pack,
done. Yeah, all that fun stuff. So,
panic as you forgot something important.
well, I'm always one of those people that if I forgot it, well, then, I'll pick it up
Then
on
you
the
forgot it.
road, or if I forgot it, I probably didn't really need it that badly.
Yeah.
One of those things. But when you're going on a, cruise of that sort and you're leaving again, over this weekend, I'll be pretty much packing because I gotta, pack up enough stuff to sustain me
For a
for
couple of
several
weeks.
weeks while I'm out of
Yeah.
the house here. And more likely than not, what I'm going to be taking down there will probably come back, and most of that'll probably come with me on vacation. But you know how that works. Vacation clothes are different than
Morning clothes. Yes. You actually have to pack a suit, not your tux, a suit.
yeah, yeah. And Tina says in there, maybe actual news when you come back. Absolutely.
Might be.
Might be. Nothing's going to change.
Considering it's like they're all supposed to be no new content in the next several months.
Yeah.
So-
Next couple of releases are supposed to be what do we call that?
Ticks, or they
Ticks.
talk.
Yeah, hold on. Let's go to what is it?
They are
upcoming
bug fix
events.
releases. Yeah.
Upcoming events. They're called polish releases. Well, this month was polish. Last month was polish. September is actually supposed to be content. Then October, November, and December are also supposed to be Polish. That's right.
Yeah.
So with September being a content release, well, we'll see how that goes. We're not going to be here for the month of September, so we'll have some stuff to catch up with. Stymie with a sub for 16 months. Thank you, Stymie.
Congrats. Yeah.
And of course, it's Friday, so Stymie is actually joining us on the set because Fridays are the only days he actually gets to join us here these days. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So thank you, Stymie. And of course, Stymie, you know the rules. You get to tell us what we're doing. Are we going to continue with the nudes? Are we going to hit a game of marbles? Been doing a lot of that. Welcome back, Laz.
Yeah.
You can welcome me back when we come back in October.
Yeah.
Stymie says Friday means marbles. Yes, usually it does. Of course, you've probably missed most of this week. This has been a marbles type of week. The way it was. Yes.
Yeah. Whoa, that was blown out there.
Heck was that?
Who was that? Was that Thradia?
Like Thradia, yeah.
Okay.
Wasn't me.
Was it Mom?
No, it wasn't me.
Then it must have been Lomir.
Must have been Lomir.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's marvelous.
Oh, yes. Lomir's got some funky stuff going on, either a voice changer or something.
That's blown out the wrong setting. So the real question is, Stymie, are we playing random?
Well, I've got the House of Pain loaded up because he didn't say anything. He says random is fine, so we're gonna start the day off.
I've got the robotic roadway up. So
the robotic roadway.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start Fruck Awesome Friday off after some sad news with a game of marbles, thanks to Stymie.
Yes. And we are clicking start in 3, 2, 1, start. Dun, dun, dun.
69 seconds, because we never do a 69 joke around here.
Never.
like we did
Never.
yesterday and ran 69 laps on a racetrack because we've
For
always
your
wanted to do
birthday?
it.
It was your birthday, man.
It was my birthday, and we do what we want
So,
around here.
and so that means that we're going to be missing my birthday in September, which
You
means I
know,
guess I'm going to have to stream while you're
we're
gone.
also going to be missing in September.
My birthday?
And what else happens in September?
Talk like a pirate day?
Talk like a pirate day, man. We're gonna miss
Well,
Talk like
I
a
mean,
pirate day this year.
that's going to make a few people happy. That
Probably make a lot of
international
people happy.
Oh, thank God.
There you go.
other people will just laugh hysterically at it.
Yeah, I don't think we ever topped that first year of Talk Like a Pirate Day. Is
Well,
that
well,
first year?
so my blood sugar was low that day, so I have no idea what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah,
No clue what I did.
I'll talk about this a little bit after this race, but right now
that
we're going
that
down the
entire
House of
show,
Pain.
that entire show, you did not talk at all. You just like
I
were
was just
laughing.
I was laughing too hard for most of the show. Yeah, it was,
Yeah,
you were in very rare form.
it was entertaining. That's all I gotta say. So
But
I'm playing Robotic Roadway, so someone's probably going to get hammered.
got the Van Hammer out on the
Yes.
Robotic Roadway,
We
spinning
got a
round
couple
and
of Van
round.
Ham, got a couple of them. So, but right now we are rimming the black hole, and Stymie has already plunged into it.
So we got Mom and Lomir rimming the brown hole as Mom heads out first into the double threat.
Oh, will Stymie pass up the hammer?
And
or
she
will he get
slides
nailed?
right through that into the triple threat.
Stymie made it past the hammer, but he forgot to stay on the map.
Ah.
Yeah.
Dark Blue Monkey. Welcome
The
to the
hammer
stream, buddy.
was not.
And thank you for your little book the other day. I did appreciate that. Always nice when people write us little notes. And Mom gets ejected and punted right out of there, right before she gets to the end, with leaving Lomir for the win.
Oh, wow.
Lomir getting himself
Lancel's
some scrolls.
in the lead right now, but she
Lomir,
hit a corner
scrolls.
And she's stuck. So Mom is missed the map, which means that I have an opportunity to take the lead.
Lomir, you overweight or something?
Laz now in first. Thradia ejected. Now in the lead. But we're in a mixing bowl.
Lomir walking like he's got to take a dookie.
This mixing bowl and you and me are not getting along. We're both like just doing weird things around it. Final set of blocks. Do not stop me. And I am victorious. Only 3 people left. Lancel finally got unblocked. Is she going to beat Laz or not? That's the real question. Or is Laz going to finally get out of this bowl? Yeah. Oh, Lomir, please stop the voice changer.
Whatever it is you're doing, it's scratchy and we can't even understand you.
Yeah.
But we're going to close the giveaway, pick a winner. And Gorix, you are the winner of a mystery game key. Let's see what we've got for Gorix down here. Got a couple of keys left in this bundle. And Gorix is going to get a copy of Sparklight. Sparklight going out to Gorix. Congratulations. Okay. Congratulations to him. But talking about entertainment, people have asked what we're going to do when we're gone. And over the next couple of days, I am going to be programming for the radio, of course, the best of Lunch with Laz and Jack over the past 7 years. I will program that to run, of course, at 12s and 6s around the clock. But what'll happen with that when it runs is it will not run the same show each and every time, most likely. Most likely, each show will be different around the clock, giving people samples of different shows. I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm just going to cherry pick a handful or I'm just going to take the whole 7 years and just drop it in and let it randomly choose from itself. But
Hey, it
over
works.
over the next couple of days, that's what I will be working on before I head out of here on hiatus and getting that pre-programmed in. And maybe, just maybe, I haven't quite decided yet. I used to run a 24-hour stream on Twitch that used to run the past week's shows that I had pre-programmed in that would run 24 hours a day so that you can catch those. I don't know if that'll be worthwhile trying to program something like that because I really can't do a rotation randomly. If I can find a way to do it randomly, I may just do that. But by Tuesday, I will have more information for all you folks as to what's going to happen during our break and while we're on our hiatus and all that good stuff. Again, this is the first time in our history where we're taking a break like this. Usually, 3 or 4 day weekends and the Christmas holidays is the only times we take off, unless there's some real life thing pressing where, like, I have to go out to the offices or Jack has to take a trip someplace for business. But for the most part, we've never really taken a break like this. So it's going to be a little different for us. It's going to be a little different for you guys and gals who have come to enjoy spending your lunch hours with us. And of course, we will definitely be missing you guys and gals during that time. But as we always preach, real life comes first, folks. Real life comes first. And
Yes.
speaking of real life, let's touch on something that we told you all about yesterday. A friend of ours is in some need of support, and she is a Shroud of the Avatar player. And if you could, and you've got a couple spare bucks to help support another Avatar in need, we would appreciate you donating to the cause. You want to go ahead and cover this real quick? He's putting the links out there for you folks.
Yes. Hold on, I have to change my screen capture again because silliness of whatever this thing is. Da, 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 da. There it is. A victim of domestic assault needs assistance, and this is a disabled vet that is looking for assistance from us. Um, her partner of almost 10 years had attacked her with full knowledge of her medical condition with aims to place her in a debilitative state. In addition to the ramifications of that attack, she found herself suddenly served with papers for a civil divorce case. She can barely function enough to deal with the medical and psychological aspects resulting from the assault, but now with the added expense of having to retain a lawyer to fight a civil case as well as a case in the criminal court, it has placed her in a financial bind that she is currently unable to meet without any help. Any and all help would be greatly appreciated, and although prayers would be very much welcome, monetary donations would relieve her of this financial burden. And thanks.
Yes, absolutely. Any help is appreciated out there. Did you put that in your
Yes.
chat as well? I don't see it in your chat.
Maybe not. Copy, paste.
But
Yeah.
as a disabled veteran, if any of you guys have ever lived on a limited income or as they call it a fixed income, you will understand that disability only pays so much. And when it comes to something like this, sometimes bills like that can really impact your lifestyle and your way of life.
Yes.
And of course, we don't condone anything like that. Of course, our thoughts and prayers do go out to our friend, and we're thinking about you always. And so far, 240 of $7,000 goal for the lawyer has been raised, and we hope that she gets a speedy end to this goal, so that that out-of-pocket expense isn't so harsh on the pocketbook there. So,
Yes.
okay, enough with the bad news. Now for the really bad news.
The Tweeterverse still empty.
It's the big donut out of the Tweeterverse.
And the other Tweeterverse page, also a goose egg.
Let's get to some local complaints. Talking about, we want to cover some of this stuff that we've had sitting here in the wings. Just the fun stuff first.
Let's go with these will be instrumental.
Yes. Okay. Let's get these out of the way. We've been holding on to these for a couple days.
And this is a wish list item from Omnidon. It is a little random. It is an ethereal lute. Same as a regular lute, except it's aether colored and sounds a lot like an electric guitar.
I like it.
A lute of the Thorigist. No instrument shows when playing, so it's an air guitar.
Even better. I like that even better.
Maybe after either boost parties attainment to Thurgy or randomly shoots lightning. And also a ranged harp that can be used as an arrow and shoots arrows. Used as a bow.
And shoots arrows. I like that idea as well. The old Cupid type thing, a little harp that shoots arrows. That would be cute.
That would actually make multi-shot make sense.
Yeah. That would also it would have a bonus to multi-shot. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Although I think if we ever got the loot of the Theragus, and randomly shooting lightning, I think it should do something, pay homage to Stranger Things and that very popular scene that was done there at the end. I don't know if anybody's been following the news, but he actually got to play with Metallica, jam with them for a little bit.
Nice.
And they actually gifted him a replica guitar of the one he played.
Nice.
Actually in Stranger Things, and they actually signed it all for him, which was just incredible. But incredible to actually see that it looks like he actually played that in the show, because when he jammed with them,
did learn to play the song. The funny part is Robert Trujillo's son is the one that actually played the solo.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was Robert Trujillo's, the bass player, who's now the bass player.
Oh, interesting.
Suicidal Tendencies.
Is because when I saw the clip of him jamming with them, he was actually playing right along with them and keeping right up. Yeah.
Yeah. So that actor did learn to play the Master Puppets on guitar, but for the recording that was used, I believe that was Robert Trujillo's son.
So what are you saying? He was just air guitaring it, or just
no. He just wasn't plugged into an amp.
He was playing, but it wasn't actually being played. It was overdubbed. You're saying?
Well, I mean, isn't that how most sound is really done?
Not really. But anyway,
he wasn't playing it live because there was also drums.
I didn't catch that. As when you think about it, I actually thought, now that you say that, I thought it was just the actual song that was played in the background, and he was just playing along to the song. I have to go back and watch that scene again. You're gonna have to go back and watch that scene again. But wild to see that a pop culture show like Stranger Things brings a 20-year-old album back up to the charts and puts a single, out there for a whole new
and
generation to discover.
and then a bunch of people on Twitter try to do other things based off of past behaviors by members of Metallica as well. Yeah.
Well, at least there are no Judas Priest. At least they haven't been banned for life from Madison Square Garden for tearing the place to pieces. But
Eh, eh.
but
Hey,
anyway,
remember, Ozzy was banned 10 years from San Antonio for pissing on the Alamo.
I don't
He just
recall
thought it
that
was a
one.
good building. You didn't know Ozzy was banned from San
No,
Antonio,
I didn't know that
Texas,
one. Yeah, I didn't
for
know that
pissing on
one.
the Alamo? Yeah, 10 years.
Too funny.
Yeah, he got drunk and pissed on the Alamo.
I mean, that's not hard to do, but
No, it's not hard to do at all.
I mean, geez, I mean, there's too many people around there. I mean, how do you not get caught doing that? I mean,
Well, so I have seen a video of people fornicating in sight of the Alamo.
really
Yes.
interesting.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
they on the Riverwalk behind it?
Yeah, they are on the Riverwalk steps, so that way
Okay.
they could see who's coming. And they probably had a couple of spotters, but yes,
Yeah, I would hope, you know.
yeah, probably. But yeah, so as they're fornicating, you can see the Alamo in the background.
That's funny.
Uh, well, I mean, Ozzy was drunk. It was probably very dark, or like probably 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and he was not aware that he was pissing on the Alamo. And and you know who is actually one of the largest collectors of memorabilia from the Texas Independence? Who it actually is?
I have no idea. Enlighten
Phil
me.
Collins.
Really?
Phil Collins, yeah,
Did
in
not know
English.
that either.
Is obsessed with Texas history for some odd reason. The Alamo.
Interesting. Very
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
But next topic, I'm a fun guy.
You are not a fun guy. I'm a fun guy. I hate to be spored. This should be no truffle at all. Yo, you think we need some shrooms? Yes, these would be a nice addition. No, there's no need for this nonsense. How many of these did you eat? Remember, all shrooms are edible. At least once.
At least once.
Yeah. And 75% of the people voting, because of this very scientific poll, have said yes. And Omnidon's like, you've probably already guessed, I'm talking about mushrooms. Those gross little things that have a long history of popping up in Caesarea, Old Britannia, Pagan, and that ball of mud known as Earth. We already have a few deco, and just like the pecans, we get tons of brown cap mushrooms all the time. So let's expand on that, wild and grown. In the wild, make the patches of them harvestable instead of deco brown caps. Then we also need like mushroom rings and then fairies and stuff like that. Some patches will release poisonous spores when walked over. Some patches will explode when walked over. Some will luminesce and provide some light when it's dark. I guess in some dungeons they already do this, and some underground POTs.
Yeah, I was gonna say we already have that in the underground POT,
Yeah.
the luminous mushrooms.
Yes.
I always thought that. Yeah, I guess I hadn't looked closely, but the foggy confusion areas, I just always assumed. I guess that was swamp gas. I never thought about that possibly being mushrooms.
Dark Blue Monkey wants everybody to know he loves how casually Jack drops fuck bombs, except for the actual act of fornication. Fucking is fucking. Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually refers to that by the fornication word instead of fuck.
Yeah. I had to make sure that I was abundantly clear of what the act was. And I would hate for people to be confused with the word fuck. So we'll use the word fornication to limit the confusion.
Because everybody knows that fuck is the most versatile word in the English language. Yes.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Then mix up at home. They have to be grown in basement and or dungeon. Mix up a little bone powder, some fetid mud, stick it in a pot. Of course, the darker the room, the faster they grow. Some can be grown excessively large for special deco. So for recipes, be it foods, poisons, toadstool traps for our dungeons. But two things are important. The fairy ring for deco and psychedelic shrooms that make things change colors like in the old
Magic
days.
mushrooms. Yep.
Yes.
I
We
had
need
them on
magic
my
mushrooms.
shard. Had them on my shard.
Not only that, he had them in his pot for some mushroom tea.
Had them in my mouth.
Had them in your mouth, yeah. Had them in your chocolate. Had them a little bit of everywhere.
I tell you a little story. Is one season I worked in a restaurant out in Fire Island, and out there in Ocean Beach, there was like a restaurant and bar like every 10 feet.
Yeah.
But there was only, it was just a small little stretch. So there was like 20 of them jam packed into this like 2 block area. And all the cooks and all the wait staff all were, we all knew each other, so once the restaurants closed, we would go over to, one of our buddies' bars or restaurants and hang out. And we had this one chef who was the neighborhood dealer, and he had just about everything you could think of to keep the service industry staff functional, as it may be.
Yes.
And he was well known for giving the bartender bags of mushrooms to make daiquiris with. So we used to go out on Friday, Saturday night, and he would hand the bartender a bag of mushrooms, and the bartender would whip up a bunch of mushroom daiquiris, and we would sit there and just have a really great time. Of course, I do recall that one time as he was passing them out, a customer got their hands on one of these spiked drinks, and we sort of tried
Whoops.
to stop him, but it was gone before we knew it. And it was like, well, hope he has a nice trip. That'll teach him to grab something that wasn't his ever again. That's for sure.
Yes.
But yes, it is now the butt. Yeah, magic daiquiris. It is the butt of the hour.
It is.
It is.
It is. It is. And you know who won?
Mom?
Lomir.
Lomir.
The
We
good
got
thing
Lancel. Lancel
he's sitting,
Lancermain.
he's sitting on the proper side, so that way it's much easier to trade him.
You can actually trade him without getting up today.
That's correct.
Lancel, you are the winner. Congratulations to you. As we reopen that.
It is reopened on both streams almost exactly the same time. Just waiting for someone to click yes. But yeah, since Mushroom Deco already exists in the game, making it something else should be relatively simple. Should be.
You would think.
Yes.
And you would think that we would have these things just because mushrooms are a popular food.
Yeah. But that's not included in the Shroud math.
No. And poisonous mushrooms, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're still waiting, of course, for poison traps where you can trap chests. Make your own poison arrows out of poison mushrooms. What was the other good use for them? Poisoning Lord British's food so you can kill Lord British for poison food. Yeah, Tina, it should be relatively simple. Yeah.
Should be relatively simple. Yes.
Should be. Yes.
Lots of things should be simple that seem to be very problematic. Like 3 times to fix one little thing. 5 times to redesign something that should be easy as well. But yes.
Should be. That's right.
Are you ready to cover that rehash of the Unreal Engine?
We need to refresh that because there have been some updates. Merlin Fire, is that where you are?
we are Merlin Fire with the new Unity update is either on QA or about to be on QA. In it,
Isn't it?
yes, supposed to be on QA. A few small things are being addressed, and that was supposed to be on QA according to the Tweeterverse, all the way back in July 18th. The few small last issues. Almost a month later, no update since then.
Well, that's not quite true because we did have an
there was
update.
On
I did speak to Ravlox. We did give you and cover what the problems were. And again, we gave you our predictions that while they're hoping to have it released, let's look at the calendar here.
In 2 to 6 months.
We've got about 2 weeks left for the next release 105. And our prediction is that it's probably not going to happen because it still hasn't been released on QA yet. So hopefully by the time we get back from our hiatus, we will.
Does that mean that the fun thing known as heritage items may still also be around for in release?
I'm actually expecting that to disappear this release, and of course, unfortunately, we will not be here to cover that. But again, that will be real news to cover when we return from our hiatus in October.
Yes.
And I'm not going to give you all an exact date. Actually, I can probably, hold on here. Let me see when I'm actually returning. I actually have my itinerary right here.
Well, while you're looking at that, I'm going to read Gray Fox's comment because Gray Fox unleashes a double barrel upon certain people. Unity is vastly easier to develop for than Unreal. I always thought it was comical. The tech lead complained constantly about the soda development engine. Guess who was responsible for choosing the soda development engine? None other than, spoiler alert, Unity was never the issue with soda development. No way soda can ever transition successfully to Unreal. And who was that? Who was that individual that chose the Unity for the development engine for the game?
Are we pointing at Chris for this one, or are we pointing at Richard for this one?
No, that's straight up Chris Spears. I mean, he even demonstrated, it's like, look how quickly we can churn out these things and how easy it is. And we can use all these add-on store or asset store things. And we can do all of this. We don't have to do anything.
And Gray Fox does realize that the transition to Unreal is just a joke in itself, right?
Yeah. No way soda can ever transition successfully to Unreal.
At least not without like another $20 million plus, which ain't gonna happen.
Z's like, no, but the issues with Unity did drive away a lot of people because of lag in the early days of early Unity builds. Okay, Z, that is a problem with the developers, not optimizing their code.
Optimize at every step. Yes. Optimize at every step.
There are other Unity-based games that do not have the rendering or the performance issues of Shroud, including first-person shooters. So, with the last few updates to the engine, the last 7 years, things greatly improved. Frames went from 6 frames per second early days in pots to 35 plus frames today, related to optimizations.
Yes. Although Chris will tell you it's more than 60 frames per second, but I've never seen that.
It depends on the scene that you're in.
I don't think I've ever achieved 60 frames per second in this game ever.
Go to what dungeon is it that Mom always hunts in?
Is it a mine? Because that's where I go.
It is a mine.
Well, so you've got Elysium, Spectral, Center.
But in the mines, you actually get that 60 frames per second.
Well, let's go take a look. Let's go to Elysium.
Okay, fine. Okay, we're going to go prove Laz wrong. And we're still waiting for Lomir to click yes, so we're going to not be waiting for Lomir to click yes. We're just going to teleport to Elysium. Da, 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 da. Oh, damn it. How do I not have mines on there? Damn it. I don't have Elysium.
Yeah, you'll have to just teleport to friend and come to me.
Yeah.
Can't do it inside of mine.
Yeah, teleport to friend.
Not last time, dude.
Wait, what's the scene outside of the mines called?
Tell me if you can't teleport to me. I think you can.
I cannot teleport to you.
Mines are private scenes.
I know I've been in Elysium mines.
Elysium is Twin Foothills, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm currently showing 30, 25, 16, 30, 38, 42.
Friend me, Laz. Friend me, so I can teleport to you.
You mean party you?
Party me. Yes. Sorry.
Uh.
Dun, 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 dun. Accept. Teleport to friend. Da, 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 da. How does it not even show you online?
Okay, hold on then. I will do this for you.
I still cannot teleport to you.
Yeah, hold on. I'll just come back and then I'll come here and then you can
follow you.
Take a free ride. Yes.
Yes. Just still waiting for Lomir to click yes. Accept trade. Da, 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 da.
Hey, I got 96 frames per second on this blank screen.
hey. Yeah, and I got a slash debug. Because Al's had written in Unity 4, I'm getting 25 to 30 frames per second. And then Laz, you can teleport away.
Yeah.
Teleport away.
Okay, now you should be able to follow me.
And while we're doing that and waiting for the teleport to work, let's see. Loading was another issue. The time for assets to load early days was scary long. Ha ha ha. I remember waiting over 1 minute for places to load. That is also the development team's fault for not prioritizing assets and understanding how they are loaded and when they are loaded. Today, 20 seconds for heavy load scenes. The new Unity about to be on QAs to have reduced that further based on internal testing information. So we're looking forward to the new build. Okay, so I've got 40 frames per second.
I'm hitting right around 40, 38, 40, 38,
45, 45. And then I got
hold on.
something
There's
even
a 60.
cooler.
Holy shit.
I got something even cooler than that. The game straight up crashed to the desktop.
Crash to the desktop?
Crash to the desktop. And remember, the crash to the desktop is the one where it's like, hey, you got to restart your computer. You got to restart your computer.
I was the wrong build there.
Yeah. Let's see.
Well, now you just started running way through the scene.
Awesome. Even cooler. Follow me. It's not a real wall. Resume. So we're all looking forward to the new build with Oz, which also opens up new shaders, visual effects, and more, just taking longer than first through to convert everything and update the code from the information I got. So hopefully soon we can test it as the month in comes closer real fast. Berrigan's like, I would never start a project in .NET. Burzmali, a poor craftsman blames his tools. Unity was, and to some extent still is, a poor choice for an MMORPG when I first saw it groaning under the load of Tyranny, a single-player isometric RPG. Yeah, you don't go building on that platform and then pretend it's the platform's fault when problems arise.
So, okay, I've actually hit 60 one or two times here.
Okay.
But for the average is around 40 frames per second. 60 happens when I just stopped.
On loading in, I've just got 50s plus.
I'm sitting right around 55 right now. Again, that's just stopped. Dead stopped.
Yeah. Although I did have weird things coming out of the earth.
But ain't there supposed to be some more here? I guess there is. Okay. Might as well get a piece of ore or two while I'm here. Silver right there.
I don't know what you're talking. I just hit 60 while mining 61.
So it is possible. Okay.
Yeah. It's just never going to happen in our favorite location, which is Owl's Head, due to the fact that the code is not optimized for anything.
So why do I have a backslung loot? Oh, because that gives me a big health bonus. That's why. Because usually, let me see my other builds here. Oh, I have to get out of combat mode to change. Yeah, okay. I kept that across the board and actually changed. Hey, that's why I had no light source.
What's a light source?
Yeah, well, you can see the difference if you come stand over here as to what I look like.
I see your light source all the way over here.
Yeah. Compared with my no light source, but of course, no light source doesn't attract other baddies either.
Man, there, that light turned on.
Let's get back to.
Yeah, so 60 running all the way back to the entrance. 61, 61, 61, 60. Yep. But let's go back to the fun set and talk about, let's see. Z's like, or is like, it's like saying I bought this tool being told it would do what I asked, but then when the time came to do the job, I could not perform to the specs I was told. The engine was never designed for a project of this size. This is the largest game made on Unity. That's because it's unoptimized assets. Everything's unoptimized. Mind you, the craftsman did want to get access to the source to fix the bugs, but the cost to even look at the source was too much, yet alone the cost to have them correct it. Okay. That is like going to Home Depot, renting a tool for a day, blaming that tool on, and this is one of their working tools, not one of the broken ones. Not reading the user manual on how to do things. And then when you do perchance take a look at the user manual, you skip everything around it as far as what the procedure is to actually do things. And you do things your own way and you wonder why things get broken. And then the vendor coming back and saying, hey, if you want the source code, this is how much it costs. Okay. Or you can pay for one of our engineers to fly out and spend a week with you and go over your bugs. And hey, if there is an actual bug in our code, we'll fix that and do a bug release. Of which they identified half a dozen bugs, but majority of it was Portnip's code. And Katu's like, it was said to be largest when measured by the project file count or some other similar way. However, it's not the largest game made with Unity by installment size, player base, project cost, team size, nor any other meaningful way. It was still his largest money machine at Kickstarter, though.
That's not true.
That was quickly supplanted. And in fact, Brandon Sanderson's novels kicked the living shit out of it by raising $5 million in a day.
Well, even at that, we were the second largest from the get-go. We were never the
Yeah.
first largest. So that statement is just totally not correct
Yeah.
to begin with. And
Yeah.
yes, the game has been surpassed many times over. We are now probably not even in the top 20
Yeah.
list of crowdfunded games
Yep.
at this point in time. So,
Yeah. Burrs Molly, with better analogy, would be a craftsman with a modest amount of experience building IKEA furniture, running into problems when IKEA fails to stock the 17th century colonial furniture he's promised to deliver. His solution is to just buy any IKEA set that even looks remotely like the intended design and just kit bash them together in hopes of delivering something close enough to what they promised without reading the IKEA manual on how to assemble the damn
you
thing.
don't need no stinking manual.
Yes. Yes. And after reviewing forum decoring, biting tongue, and successfully resisting posting current event analogies, I'm one proud turkey. Yeah.
Oswald comes back, of course.
Seems like it's not even the earningest Kickstarter RPG with Avatar in the name anymore. I guess even if you're the first to achieve something, a lot changes in a decade. It's not uncommon that pioneers achieve little more than being first, so I'm impressed that the devs have managed to do much more than that. Amusingly, there's a modular tabletop project that has earned 4 times as much on Kickstarter as Shroud did, though I have no word on whether they're sourcing parts from IKEA. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose Unity is like IKEA. They have a lot of drop-in parts for sure. Yeah, I was looking at Kickstarter games as well, Coswell, to see what other projects were back then and came across a board game remake that was even more successful. Not sure if it was the same one you refer. Yeah. I think Soda was one of the first larger ambitions to make it out of the gate with a working product, where many before it still not have product or never came to be. AKA Star Citizen, $300 million later.
Plus, and still going. And still in alpha 10 years later.
And still in, hey, we need more money from you guys.
Tina says, last I assembled anything from IKEA, there was nothing in the manual that he could read. Yeah, it was...
Yeah.
But join AB in part BU and FU DK.
That's right.
YU.
Hey, at least the parts are labeled, right? Yes. Soda was riding the wave of nostalgia games kicked off by Double Fine, and was with a bit under 2 million raised. They did well, but it was certainly not setting any records. Not to mention the game they sold on Kickstarter wasn't the game they decided to build angle, but that is an entirely separate fraga. I wouldn't be surprised if Garriott and Chris's new game gets developed in the very same Unity version that Soda is migrating to. That's funny.
Again, that's something...
It will be funny if the development engine that Chris chooses for this new game that he's working on is Unity. Because that right there tells you it's not Unity's problem. It's the developer's problem. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we don't have any inkling as to what's going to...
We have not received any of those updates that they've discussed. And since as the day they announced that shit, the crypto markets took a massive shit all over everything.
And have been plunging ever since.
Yes.
And all the big boys from Steam to Microsoft to anybody who's anybody in the gaming world has vowed not to support any NFT type game. So if they decide to go forth with said project, then they're going to be distributing
Yeah.
it, pushing it, advertising it, and all that good stuff on their own, because no other game
No one's
maker is
gonna
going to go after it and
distribute.
support it. Yeah, to support
Yeah.
or distribute it. So that's going to be. Yeah, it's never been
Very,
Unity's problem. Unity's a fine engine, yes, when optimized properly at every pass.
yes.
Now, if you read the docs, like some of us did, and read that optimize at every pass, no matter how small, will keep your game engine running smoothly, instead of let's throw all this in and then run an optimized pass. It doesn't
Yeah.
work like that in
Well,
Unity.
that and like the Shroud method was everything has its own separate shader for everything as well. And not to mention that like everything is rendered at the same time. So the entire celestial system is being rendered, as well as the sun and the shadows from the sun are being rendered even when it's night outside, as well as the water underneath is in all the waves and everything else. That is being rendered at all times. So it's like you're creating all these additional processes. It's like they'll just need to stop.
Stop.
It's like you're rendering way too much stuff and you're doing things incorrectly. It's like the all the times that we talk about like poly counts not changing, so levels of detail never actually changing.
And it says culling is a thing, and that's one of the
Yes.
things we spoke to Ravlox about. One of the new features in the new Unity engine, the old but new long-term support engine, the 2021 version,
Yes.
is the ability to actually load other parts of the scenes in the background, so that only you're loading this like individual area where you log into, and you're not loading the front of Owl's Head or anything else that's not within the general vicinity. That doesn't,
the circle of
yeah,
rendering that they
that
define.
doesn't need to be loaded beforehand, so that you can get faster loading times. And then once you're in the scene, that stuff can be then loaded into the background. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do with that. But of course, that's anybody's guess of how long it is before they actually learn how to use that functionality, because it's new functionality and nobody's used it before. So somebody's got to sit down and learn that shit, which is most likely going to be Devil Cult. So Devil Cult's going to have a lot in front of them when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah.
But we shall see.
So remember Chris's big fix for performance was a Unity Asset Store plugin called the occlusion rendering thing, which we talked about before years ago when he did it. It was just so instead of addressing any of their code, they just, hey, we're just going to add this option into the game and let it be done client side.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like think about like the millions of polys that go into the leather vests that or the leather tops that Laz and myself are wearing currently. It's rendered, every single little bit of it is rendered at all times. And it's like you can't see it unless you find a way to zoom way in.
Way in, yes.
But
or you have the
it's
asset
all
pack
rendered.
to actually see it in an asset pack. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's all rendered. There's no difference in LODs. And so it's like you're rendering all these additional polys for no reason at all times.
But you know what time it is, Jack?
It is time for us to get out of here.
It's time for us to wrap things up and remind everybody you're tuned in to Lunch with Laz and Jack right here on NBNN.info, twitch.tv/Genesis, twitch.tv/NBNN News. You know the rest of the spiel. I'm not going to bother you with it today. The Britannia Mining Company wants you to check out Black Rock Cove and their newest location, Quell Marketplace. WRFB Radio Free Britannia, bringing you the latest news and entertainment 24/7. Nom 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 nom. Eat those Doritos. Shroud Music for ABC Files and the newly remodeled ShroudMarketplace.com, where you too can buy or sell anything and everything Shrouded Avatar related. And you can become your own proprietor, open your own store. All you got to do is go to ShroudMarketplace.com and create an account, and you too can be selling your own goods in just a couple minutes' time by going out to ShroudMarketplace.com. All sorts of stuff available out there, everything from accounts, clothing, coinage, crafting goods, deco, housing, pets, rares, and even services are available at Shroud Marketplace. So go on out to the marketplace today and become a seller. That's right. Don't just be a buyer, become a seller. Click on the links up there and start your selling today. But time for us to wrap up Truck Awesome Friday again. Thank you all for your birthday wishes yesterday. Thank you all for your condolences today. And just a quick reminder that Monday and Tuesday will be our last shows for at least a while. Again, I did look that up. We will most likely return mid-week, October 5th. That's not in stone yet, but we'll talk more about that Monday and Tuesday. But right now, it's time for us to close some giveaways, pick
And
ourselves some winners.
Lomir gets to say yes again, as he wins the streamer bundle.
And Bridge Troll is our streamer bundle winner.
Oh,
And mystery
yes.
game key winner is going to go to DeWhip. DeWhip, congratulations.
And the streamer I'm sorry, the Steam key, it went to Deblosic on my side, and he's going to be sheltered like me.
Whip's going to get himself a copy of Val Faris. Val Faris going out to Dwip. Congratulations. And of course, thank you all for your support. It's thanks to you guys and gals who have kept us here this long. And again, we will be back on Monday right here on NBNN. Till then, I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And we are NBNN. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you all on Monday.
Bye-bye.